Hey guys, welcome to another episode. In this one, we are going to talk about everything we're expecting to happen before the NBA season starts in like 7 weeks. We're going to talk about Rake-back, run it back, when pack, hacky sack, and much, much more. Let's get straight into it. Hey guys, welcome to another video. It's good to see your smiling faces again. I've been away for a while. There's been lots of stuff happening, so shout out to everyone who's dealing with lockdowns and things like that. We're not going to talk about that. We're going to focus on positive stuff today and all things Top Shot that you may have missed. And also we're going to discuss what's coming, because I think there's a lot of stuff coming for us. And I know it's felt quiet lately, so I've been up to quite a lot working from home. Obviously, I was a guest on the Judges stream, and you can watch that on YouTube. I'll put the link somewhere here so you can watch that as well. And if not, you can watch it on the podcast, which I will upload as well. I've also been spending time with family, gifting moments. Actually, soon we'll probably reach 100 gifted moments, which is pretty cool. I didn't think I'd ever get there. Anyway, what we're going to talk about. We are going to talk about the roadmap. I'm going to predict a roadmap, a Top Shot roadmap based on everything we know. We know people like me have listened to like every office hours and dived into Discord and all that sort of stuff. And there's a lot of information which comes back and becomes relevant again at different times. And now is a good time to do that as well. We know that there's a lot of stuff coming that we haven't had yet. And basically what we're doing right now is playing with the WNBA. So what I've done is mapped a lot of things that we know about, put them into a calendar to predict what's going to happen over the next 8 weeks or so leading into the next NBA season. Okay, so here is a calendar that I've made populated with things that we know are coming up. So first of all, obviously we're in the WNBA season right now, and that finishes on October 10th. We know with the WNBA season, we are going to get another rare pack drop. We're going to get another legendary pack drop and another common pack drop. The NBA season starts on the 19th of October, with preseason starting a little bit before that. What a lot of people are expecting is the run it back and the rake back. The rake back being the marketplace fee refunds to a certain percentage, otherwise which is known as the Rake-back. It was said in an office hours on the 25th of June to be coming before Run It Back, okay? So keep that in mind. So we know Run It Back is a rare set, but there could also be a common set in the Run It Back realm as well, which has also been mentioned in previous office hours. Trade tickets also been mentioned quite a lot. We're not expecting them until later. I am reading into this very detailed, and a lot of things change in Top Shot land. So take some of this with a pinch of salt, interpreting what we know, and then trying to make it into something concise. Now, as far as the run it back during the NBA season, a lot of people have asked, can we have run it back, or do we have to wait to finish this sort of roadmap for the WNBA? I think they're going to keep it separate. I think we're going to finish the WNBA, and then we're going to have something else, and then we're going to have, say, the NBA. By having run it back in the middle of the WNBA season, I think dilutes the WNBA a little bit, takes the wind out of its sails. Whereas if you start introducing run it back, which a lot of people are keen for in the middle of the WNBA season, I think it will very much detract from the WNBA. And let's not forget also, in all the media releases for the WNBA, it was said how great it is and how we're grateful that the WNBA is on this platform. But long term, they see the WNBA having their own platform. So if that's a thought long term, then perhaps having things distract away from the WNBA isn't the way to go, because when it has its own platform, they can do their own things and it wouldn't be distracting in any other way. And the NBA would just be the NBA Top Shot, and there wouldn't be any WNBA distracting away from that long term. And that would be possible because there would be more users, more stuff to do, more stuff to buy and sell from each other. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments what you think, but I think they're going to finish the WNBA roadmap and then go to the run it back. The other thing we're also expecting is a roadmap for Series 3. So we know exactly how many moments are going to be capped per player for an entire season. There's going to be a limit to limit the fact that, for example, Giannis can have 1 trillion moments on Top Shot, and then some other superstar can have a lot less. So we're expecting a roadmap as well before the start of the next series, Series 3, technically Series 4. Here's what I think is going to happen. I think we're going to get the WNBA rare, legendary, and common, and then sometime thereafter that, we're going to get the run it back set or sets. And then before the season starts, we'll get the roadmap, and then we'll get possibly a season tip-off set, something like that. To kick off the NBA season last time, we had this season tip-off set, a rare set consisting of 10 moments. One of them was a challenge reward. You can see Zion here being the challenge reward. Really interesting to go look at this set if you haven't already. A lot of these moments I hadn't seen before until I looked into them at a later date when I joined Top Shot. I wasn't aware of it. And then from there, we got other pack drops like your base set series and your common cool cats and things like that. In fact, this page here from interbasket.net has every pack drop that's ever happened except for the base sets. So it's got the cool cats and all that sort of stuff. So we had season tip off. Later, we had Deck the Hoops. The season started on December 22nd, and then the first season tip off set started on December 30. So not long thereafter. This is what the problem is. You can't just have a Series 1 base set straight away. They've got to play some games first so we can have some moments, so we can have some mints, and then we can have some packs. So Run It Back might even start at the start of the NBA season or as it tips off to buy that time for a few games to be played, maybe a couple of weeks, so we can have some moments to kickstart the season off with and get some rookies out there, get some Top Shot debuts and all that stuff that we like to consume. We also know for the WNBA, there is 3 more challenges to be dropped. We just got Jewel Lloyd dropped, but we're still yet to get Kia Nurse, Liz Cambridge, which I'm keen on as an Australian collector, and Diamond DeShields. So these ones have dropped on the first mint feed who scraped the API of the website, and I think they found them this way. I've seen nothing else on these moments other than effectively this tweet. And then after the fact, the Jewel Lloyd Showcase Challenge dropped, which is happening right now, which you've got a couple of days to complete. So those things are happening now. SKYLAR Diggins Smith, that one dropped. We just completed that challenge. On the challenges, I wanted to speak a little bit about dumping early. This is still happening and it kind of blows my mind. Remember Asia Wilson? Now, when it happened, I tweeted a while ago. This is the first ever WNBA moment, so it's pretty cool. And this is how it dropped onto the marketplace to start with. It started, basically, we talk about the wave or the tide of when moments start. People don't know how to price moments when they hit the marketplace for the first time. And it started low and then went all the way, wow, it went that high, almost to 400 or something bucks. Dived right back down to 120, back up, back down, and so on. As every time that a distribution hit or a distribution drops, people were dumping. So whenever there's a drop of rewards that happen at the exact same time and everyone's selling, there's only one way it sells and it's a race to the bottom. If you just chill out for 24 hours, you'll get fair market value if you plan to sell those moments. So unless you know it's on the high, please sell late. Don't be in a rush to sell. The same thing happens with overreaction. So when LAMARCUS Aldridge decided that he was going to play again, he had a massive overreaction, again, as usual. And the same thing happened with Paul Millsap. You can tell the days that the announcement happened because all of a sudden there's 10 times as many transactions as usual, and now it's a race to the top. I don't get involved in those pumps anymore. They're just not worth my time, and I can never, it's very hard to time correctly. So these things will happen. Keep that in mind when it comes to trades and free agency signings and things like that. New bottlenecks may be revealed, and the Series 2 collector score may be the most effective collector score that you can chase, but these overreactions, unless you really need those moments, I just don't get involved with them anymore. What else has been happening? Well, there's been a really interesting few things, actually. So this tweet from Steve Veerman, who is a whale. I'm not sure how I feel about the term whale. I suppose it's better than monkey or something, but just casually opened up some latest sales and he found an account which was really effectively multi-accounting. And he counted 26 at the time. He suggested that, can we sort this out? He then went on to count, a further 62 odd accounts linked to this one account. So clearly multi-accounting is still present, but not like a massive problem like it really once was. Roam did chime in on this and said 100% multi-accounting is a abuse of the terms of service of using Top Shot, and it will result in account being shut down even on a permanent basis from Dapper projects. Fraud team catches bad actors at a point of withdrawal, but will prioritize cutting access earlier with rent seekers coming out. This is unacceptable. It was then questioned by MLB, what would the actual penalty be for such things? Verified bad actors will be banned from all Dapper projects. Currently, the penalty is they enter an indefinite compliance queue for verification. Our compliance and anti-fraud teams are setting very rigorous processes to make sure innocent actors aren't caught in crossfire. So effectively, not only will they get their money from multi-accounting, but they'll be banned from all other Dapper projects. Speaking of other Dapper projects, Zeusables was released to the 9 Lives Lounge. They got early access to this. You can apply to get involved with the Dr. Zeus Dapper collectibles. I tried. I've heard nothing yet, but hopefully I'd really love to get involved. This is something I really love to collect with the kids. They love Dr. Zeus. Read all the books, seen all the movies. So hopefully one day I can get involved and make a video about it and the experience and what goes on there. There's been some things on Twitter from people like Plungefather who've shared their experiences. I know a lot of people are feeling like they're missed out and that the 9 Lives Lounge got prioritized here. And that a lot of people who have been big advocates for Top Shot with massive collector scores are a little bit upset that they missed out on this. I think whenever you draw the line, there's always people that missed out and people that, you know, were able to get in who perhaps didn't deserve it as much as other people, or however you interpret that. And I think that just comes to the point where 9 Lives Lounge isn't the only people that Top Shot values. It's not the only people who are advocates for Top Shot, and it's not the only people who deserve possibly early access to things like this. And I'm not saying this from my point of view because I'm not in Zeusables right now, but there's not one segment in Top Shot that solely adds value to the community more than any other. I think it's all a collective and everyone's in this together. And that's the way I sort of look at it. But I do understand that some people who want to be involved, who have spent a lot of money on Top Shot, being slightly upset that they aren't involved. That is completely fair enough. But hopefully we all get some access on the Zeusables coming up. I think it's really cool. It could be a really interesting segue for a lot of people into NFTs because it's completely different, but it's on Dapper, it's on Flow, and it could be as easy, and the onboarding could be as easy as Top Shot. So those things combined could be really exciting for NFTs in general. Back to Top Shot, another thing that has updated is that there is a new warning when you list an item for too low. We were talking about Asia Wilson before. Some people were dropping Asia Wilson for $1. That's happened at least 3 times. Now this will give you a warning saying you priced this moment below the current low ask. That was there, but now there's also a warning say, see pricing helper button. Your listing is much lower than the current low asking price. So for example, if you list something for $1, this warning will now come up saying that, hey, that's ridiculously low. Are you sure you want to do this? So that's a new feature that's happened on the website as of now. Backtracking a little bit, another thing that happened a while back was Disney Alex Max put out a tweet saying collector score for WNBA moments is only 2 points. And he made the point that 40K NBA players are worth 20 points in Series 2. And the disparity seemed a bit too much. It opened up a really interesting discussion in the comments feed on Twitter, and eventually the reaction was swift and prompt from the NBA. They released this blog, which basically outlined that this was kind of an oversight. It wasn't intentional, but the collector score was 2 points for the summer 2021 series, and the WNBA fell into that series. But now the WNBA moments have all been shifted to a collector score of 20. Some people were for that, some people were against it. The WNBA advocates were definitely for it because it warrants how much these are worth. This is the first series for WNBA, and we all wish we could have been involved in the first series of the NBA. I mean, we would have loved to have been able to buy the moments then, knowing what we know now. Now we're here for the first series of the WNBA, and now I think they're justified in their collector score, and they are worth more now. If you're a WNBA advocate, then hey, you probably deserve better than 2 points. On that as well, with the future pack drops, it's been speculated, you know, what's going to be required for priority queues for pack drops for the WNBA. Are you going to be required to own a WNBA moment, or is it going to be solely based on collector score as we know it from previous pack drops? I have a theory that for WNBA packs, you will need WNBA moments to reach priority queue for 2 reasons. One, it makes sense. I mean, if you're an NBA, let's just say you're an NBA whale, back to that word, and you swoop in and then you get in the way of WNBA advocates when you are not one of them, that doesn't seem to make sense. But if you've collected every WNBA moment, of which 769 people have so far, and 2,973 people have completed all the WNBA fandom moments, surely those people should reach a priority queue for sure for the future WNBA pack drops over the people that have collector score for the NBA. I think that just makes complete sense to me. And if you are an NBA advocate and a WNBA advocate, surely you've got no problem here as well because you'll have both. But more than anything, it was good to see Top Shot listen to the community, have a constructive conversation about an issue that people had, and then react very, very swiftly. This happened like a day later. So well done, Top Shot, for that. Anyway, that's it from me. I hope this gives you some clarity of what we're expecting in the next, 6-7 weeks before the start of the NBA season. It's not very long. Let me know in the comments what you are looking forward to the most, what you think I got wrong, because you love to do that. You love it. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you got any value out of this video, please consider liking and or subscribing. It means the world to me. And I will see you in the next episode. Have a great day. See ya.